and welcome to Mostly Finished Thoughts. I have a disease, or it's not a disease. Is it the Tourette's thing, where I can't stop talking like the witch doctor from World 2? And Fel hates it, which makes it even much more funny.
Oh yeah, that's a huge perk.
When you're not allowed to say it, and you go, oh no, look at it go. And no, it's not. How are you, friend?
I'm pretty good. I've got the yawns. I'm not like actively like tired. I mean, I'm kind of tired. Our fire alarm went off at 5:15 this morning, which just yawned
sucks. Without opening my mouth. That's why I look stoned
very
now.
strange.
Wow. Holy gee! If your fire alarm goes at 5:15, you're bound to be tired. Did you go back to sleep?
Yes, but I find that like if I wake up early like that and then I go back to sleep, I'm always more tired when I wake up again. But like 5:15 was like too early. I was like, I went to bed at like.
What do you even do at 5:15 if you wake up? If you go out of bed at 5:15 and go, well, time to start my day, and then you start.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Part of me really likes getting up early. It always feels like a secret part of the day. Like there's not a lot of people up. There's not a lot of things happening. But like with COVID and like the lockdown, it's not like I'm going outside anyway. And it's also like cold and snowy outside. It's like I used to get up super early to run when I was training for the marathon. I used to get up at like 5:15, 5:30 and then run for like 3 hours or whatever. But that's because it was early. So you didn't want to like, it wasn't too hot because it was like summertime and you're running like really long distances. So you just get up early so that you get it out of the way. You can still have your whole day. But I'm not going for a run right now. It's freaking cold and it's a mess outside. So I have no interest in going and braving the snow and running.
Good on you.
So how has your running been going?
It's been going well. I've been running with Fel, and it's our. If you're listening, I've talked about this before, but we're doing the couch to 5K thing, which is like from couch potato to being able to run a 5K in 9 weeks. And I've done it several times, and it worked for me. And as I said on the stream, I used to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and then I started doing that, and I managed to do it weighing in at least really 110 kilos. So when I did it back then, so.
What is that in pounds?
110 kilos in pounds. Would you like it in British stones? 242 pounds.
Okay.
Big boy. I'm still a big boy.
Heavy boy.
I don't know how much I weigh. I weighed myself just before Christmas, and I asked Fel to look at the scale. Because, I'll go 2 ways. Either, wow, I don't weigh as much as I thought. Cool, then I can have these snacks. Or, oh man, I weigh this much. Well, I can have these snacks then. It won't matter. So I just asked Fel, and now since we're doing fitness, Theo, I'll have a weigh in a little bit and see what's happening. But I can feel my pants I need a belt.
Wow, that's exciting. I haven't weighed myself
with a belt.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't weighed myself in a few years.
Yeah.
I went through, I guess this is an odd thing to do, but I'm going to trigger warning real quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to talk a little bit about eating disorders.
Oh.
And so if that is something, or diet culture, so if that is something that bothers you or that you don't want to hear about, I suggest that you skip ahead. I will put a time code in the description if you want to skip ahead to avoid this conversation. But all that being said, I went through a very toxic period a few years ago with eating. And I used to weigh myself every single day.
Oh, shit.
And I was severely limiting my food intake. Yeah. I was running a lot. And I lost weight because that's how that works.
Guessed, yeah.
When you're not eating enough every day, shocking, you lose weight.
Did you feel like a bush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of many things. This happened while I was at Ubisoft. So I've talked a lot about my toxic boss situation, but there was also this very strange toxic diet culture on my team, specifically on the audio team, and it was odd to me, but odd for like a stereotypical reason. Like I'd never had like eating pressure or like diet pressure from like a group of men before. Like fitness, sure, but like I'd never had it that way. Whereas like all of the guys on my team, save for like one or two, were on like various hardcore diets. Where like, fuck? Yeah, like that's the first time I heard about like keto. It was another guy who was like cutting out different stuff in their diets, and like my head, like I knew I would never do keto, but I ended up like getting influenced by that and then taking it kind of to a different extreme. And hilariously, I lost more weight than any of the other guys did on my team who like got me started and on it in the first place.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
But yeah, all that to be said, I haven't weighed myself in years because I just don't want to. I know it would be really easy for me to slide back into that pit of hyper focusing on my weight and my eating and stuff like that. So
that sounds reasonable.
I just don't. Yeah. I'm also like a heavier person, which sounds obscene when I say it out loud, but like something I've struggled with my whole life is that like and this is not an excuse. I know how it sounds when it comes out of my mouth, but I literally have a larger skeleton because of my background. So like I'm big boned, okay?
Cartman, but like I was just
but like I literally am. And so like I always look like I weigh less than I actually weigh. I'm just dense. I don't know. Like I remember I remember when I was at Ubisoft and I told one of the guys like I had reached like my goal weight. And they were like, wait, I thought you weighed like 20 pounds less than that. And I was like, nah, man, I'm heavy.
There's a great saying by I think it's Ed Byrne, who's an Irish comedian, where he talks about weight, where he goes, you either use a mirror or a scale.
Yeah.
If you look in the mirror and you go, yep, good, then cool. You don't need to weigh yourself. And you look at me and go, I could probably lose a few pounds. If you want to, do it. But like weighing yourself excessively is a recipe for disaster.
And like it's good if you can do it in a healthy way. And that's the thing is I think that diets are fine as long as you do them in a healthy way. If you do them in a way that's like sustainable, that's not mentally bad for you. And I think like working out and getting fit, I think is great. It's really healthy as long as you're doing it in a way that's not like, oh, I'm a piece of garbage and like if I don't do this, I don't know.
I used to be one of those people who said, oh, I'm going to diet, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. And if I failed one thing, I would just go, okay, well, I'm done. I failed. I'm a failure. Garbage man. I made a theme song about that. A few years ago, because when I feel like trash and then I eat like trash, and when I eat like trash, well, then I feel like trash, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then I stopped going like, okay, so, and also Sigma said when I had my my sobriety thing, and I also read it on the, he didn't say this, he said this was a good quote, just because you've stepped in mud doesn't mean you need to roll in it.
Whoa.
Which is such a great thing going, I haven't failed this. I've just taken a misstep, and I just because you don't have to like fulfill the whole trajectory of it. Good.
I like that quote a lot.
Yes,
that's very good. I'm gonna write it down. That's how much I liked it. I'll shoot one back at you.
Oh,
that I saw today because I think it is relevant to your like. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. But it's the line was, if they really wanted to do it, they would.
That is so not true.
If you really wanted to do it.
No, that is not true. I hate people who say those things. Those people will suck a bag of... because that doesn't mean shit. People do things at different times.
Right.
That is like saying, if you wanted to be successful, you would be successful now. If you wanted to write a book, you would have done it by now.
Oh, okay. I see where you're... I'm looking at it in a different way.
Okay, sorry. I got very defensive.
I like it. No, I totally, and like, I agree with you 100% that from the like,
because it's the same thing with like losing weight. If they really want to lose weight, they would lose weight. And going, no,
it's not that simple.
Yeah.
I see it more as like, if you sit around and say like, oh, well, I would do this, or like, I want to do this, but then you're like, you don't actually take the steps to do it. It's like, well, if you really wanted to do it, then
if you've been talking about learning a guitar for 12 years and you haven't touched one, perhaps.
Exactly. Yeah, that's more how I'm looking at it, less of like, I'm not like blaming people.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, because Pine really loves the things when people come in and go, I wish I could play guitar. And Pine always goes, you know what helps? Practicing. You could just try picking up a guitar and playing it.
Yeah.
It would probably do more good than, I wish I could play the guitar. So that was a rant. Wow. Yeah. So
I liked it. I like set you off. I don't think I've set you off like that like ever before. I just thoroughly enjoyed that.
I'm very happy as well. It feels good. I said that on stream, I think yesterday, that I was feeling like it felt really weird because I was feeling happy and not like for them in the moment happy, but more of a
like holistic happiness.
Yeah, more of a I don't feel like wet garbage in general.
Yeah.
I just feel filled with energy. Hope? Yeah. There's like things could probably get better from here. It's not all down. It's things will I control things. I can make things happen.
That's good.
It feels good. And it's I wrote to you the other day that I put down my phone. Holy moly, that helped. So I did the conscious choice of picking up my old bullet journal and a legal pad. Legal pad is for doodling and writing down things that I don't want to have like permanence. And the bullet journal is for making plans and things like that. For finally the thoughts. And that has helped me. Instead of picking up my phone every time I was bored.
Yeah.
I would be watching TV and going, probably just check Reddit. I'll check Discord. I'll check people's Discord where I don't hang out. Just, someone's written something. I'll check this. Okay, they're talking. And that is not healthy.
No. I saw someone recommend like a way to stop the doom scrolling or to stop being on your phone is to like, if you're getting on your phone, do it with a purpose.
Yes.
So like, are you like, when you pick it up, think to yourself, why am I doing this? And if you can't come up with a good answer, then put it down, right? Like, because I do it all the time. Like, the number of times I'll just be like scrolling. And then now ever since I heard that, I've like been kind of catching myself being like, why am I doing this? Like, what is it that I'm looking to achieve here? And like, sometimes you're looking to just like unwind and scroll Reddit. And that's a fully valid reason. But it's those moments where you're like, oh, well, I just don't know what else to do with myself right now. That's like, okay, I can put my phone down.
So I've made a list in my journal of things that I can do when I'm bored.
We talked about that, I think, didn't we? Like making a menu.
Yeah, we talked about it. I didn't do it, but now I've done it. And like, I could draw, I could write songs, I could work on this. The other day, I sat down and did all the descriptions for YouTube things. It was fun, and just sort of getting it done. Instead of going, I should do this, do it.
Yeah.
I've said if I'd spent 5% of the time I spent worrying about things on actually doing them, baby. And I ordered a book, Alanna. I ordered a book by Mr. Jeff Tweedy. Do you know who Jeff Tweedy is?
I don't.
I didn't know either, but then it's frontman for Wilco, the songwriter.
Oh, cool.
Have you seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
He's the lead singer in Land Ho as well. Summer Sun. Sorry,
nodding. Yes.
Yeah. And I saw he released a book called How to Write One Song. And I watched someone's YouTube review of it where it talked about a bit about his techniques. And I'll just show you this on camera. How legible this will be for you.
Whoa!
So one column is you you think of a profession and the verbs that you associate with that profession. On the column, you put down nouns that you can see. And then you try to combine them to make interesting phrases. And that leads you to 10 words, and that should lead you to a poem.
Yeah.
So it's just a writing exercise. And I've been doing these exercises when I was in school. I've been doing it on YouTube. I've been doing them everywhere. But today, this morning, it clicked when I was doing it, because I've always just been doing them and finishing them. Instead of going, because you'd write down 6 words and go, wow, this word, I should really explore this. No, I would just, stop exploring, Theo. 10 words. And now I did pulled on the thread of what is this? And then I wrote half a song this morning.
That's awesome.
And also the liberty of, there's a lot of revelations for me today. I don't need to finish the song.
No.
The song doesn't need anything more. It can just rest there on the page and it's fine. And I don't have to, and I can just write one song a day. And just, it can be terrible. It could be a song about oatmeal being too wet or dry for that matter.
Oh, delightful.
And that's fine. Yeah. So that's my little happiness rant of the day.
I love it. I'm very here for it. So I also have been bullet journaling. Last year, I actually managed to get through 99% of the year bullet journaling every week. Recording my activities and stuff. And it was super helpful for to-do lists and whatever. Yeah. But something that I always wanted to do was a habit tracker. So tracking just a whole bunch of stuff. And in the vein of fitness, I am trying to lose a little bit of weight and get back in shape, because it's been everything's been so shut down. So I haven't been able to run, I haven't been able to go work out, and I just feel jelly a little bit. Yeah. And I just want to feel a little bit less like jelly. Yeah. I've because I've been an athlete my whole life, I know how it feels to feel good in my body, kind of. I know how it feels to feel strong and capable and stuff. And whenever that starts slipping, I'm just it just feels weird. So anyways, I wanted to track little habits to see if I'm being active, when I'm being active and stuff like that. So I set out this whole habit tracker for other things, for water and flossing, which I don't do enough, and all of these little things. And then I'm oh, you know what? I'm actually going to, because I'm trying to look after myself, look after my mental health, after all of that. I'm going to make a list of self-care things, because if I gamify it, then I'll be more likely to do it. If I feel I have to do it, then I'll do it. Otherwise I probably won't. And so I wrote self-care, and then I was
yep.
I don't know what that is. Just immediately.
1, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm I don't know what to I don't know what to do for this. I was talking to a friend last week, just doing a bit of a mental health check-in, and they were when is the last time you did something just for yourself? And I was I don't know, because everything is I'll play video games, or I'll, do that stuff. But it's usually I'm usually doing multiple things at a time, especially if I'm sitting at my computer. Even if I'm playing a video game, I'm also editing merch designs, or posting something on Twitter, or editing clips, or I'm always doing something productive while I'm doing the quote unquote fun thing, which kind of takes away from the fun thing. It's not actually a break. I'm not actually taking care of myself. So I didn't really know how to answer the question. So I ended up Googling it yesterday. I was
self-care.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are things that I can do for self-care? And I've landed on a couple of them.
Yes.
But one of the biggest ones is that I want to take up to an hour every day, or as close to an hour as I can get every day, just for myself. And I can do whatever I want for that hour, but it cannot be work, and it cannot be on my phone. So it's hard. It's yesterday I put on my hoodie, my big blanket sweater thing, and sat on the couch and played Pokemon for half an hour. It was the most time that I could find yesterday.
Yeah.
And I just like put everything away and then did that before I had like a bunch of meetings. And so like that's my thing, is I'm going to try and like find time every day to like, maybe I go for a walk. Maybe I have a bath. Maybe
and just go for a walk without having like something you need to listen to, or
Yeah, exactly. And so like, or like maybe I'm playing guitar, but only because I want to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, like, it's horrible, but I like very rarely want to play music outside of streams.
Yeah.
Like, it's so associated with like stress and work for me.
Purchased a new instrument lately?
No.
I shouldn't say this because this is not a quick fix, but since I got a ukulele a few weeks ago, I've been playing a lot more ukulele and just lying on the couch strumming and playing things. Perhaps you need a banjo.
I was thinking about a mandolin.
Yes.
I thought a mandolin would be pretty cool, but I'm saving up for the keyboard that I want to get for touring.
That makes sense.
So I don't really want to buy anything.
I sidetracked you here with instrument, but I'm really proud of you.
You did. Oh, thank you.
And that sounds like a real good... For once, we will finish a thought and circle back to what we're talking about before we get to the first. That is very important with self-care. Yeah. And I'm very proud of you. And kudos on Googling things when you don't know, instead of going...
Thanks. This is my habit tracker. You can't see it on... Obviously, no one else can see it, but Theo can see it.
I can see it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So do you have a time of... You just take 1 hour every day? Doesn't matter
Just
when.
an hour.
Yeah?
Doesn't matter. Just as much as I can do it. And then there's also like, I've separated it also into like reading is something that I'd like to do more of every day. And like, or like doing something like just for me, like whether that's buying something or eating a cookie or like, I don't know, like making a decision that's not based on anybody else. It's hard.
Did I send you the oatmeal thing about creativity, by the way?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Yeah. That helped me so much. I'm familiar with the oatmeal from before, but never read a thing about creativity. And like the thing about breathing, their resemblance to like creativity is that spouting things out is you exhaling, and then you need to inhale, and you need to take time off and just do things, take walks, read books. And you go, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And also their how they showed how their products went. Just crisscross hot garbage, and then okay, this fire, it's fine. Okay, I'm not alone in this. And like the amount of products they've started, and then new shiny product. I'll chase this for a while, and it's fine. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. As long as you're creating things and moving forward-ish, it's fine.
Yeah, I find, at least for me, it's just the starting to create that is the problem. It's the doing of the thing. I
think it's close to the same thing as going to the gym for the first time. Or if you've had a hiatus from working out and you go, oh God, I need to go there. I need to get shoes. I need to get shorts. Oh man, I need to. Oh, my card has expired. I need to. Oh God, there's a whole thing. People go, no.
The list.
And you have the same thing when you start writing or start doing any tasking and going, oh man, the upstart of this. But the payoff is immense, though.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I've been meditating every single day now since New Year's.
Yeah. So it's been a month, which is like
that's a lot.
A significant period of time. I know that people.
The 12th of a year has passed.
Do you feel like you're okay? Wow.
Wow.
I was trying to say like 3 different thoughts at the same time, and none of them came out of my mouth. I do not understand that
sentiment at all. No, I've never.
Yeah, no. So people say, I don't know who people are, but people say that 30 days is like a good way to start a habit. So like there's something about like doing something 3 times, but then there's also something about like doing it like over the span of like a month, and then other people say there's like like a number of hours you have to spend doing it or whatever. But do you feel like you've now done it so
it's a cemented
frequently
thing.
that you it would almost be worse to stop now because you've done it so frequently.
Of doing it every day.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then I don't know what happened. I was but now it feels good to start again. It feels really good. And like I think my routine now, I was thinking about that today. Like my life was so weird. There's a Clive nose in the mirror.
It's just a nose.
It's just a nose. He's just a nose.
Oh, sorry.
My life was so weird and hectic before the pandemic. I was out of my house 5 months a year, just playing music, hanging out with people, drinking booze and revelry. And it was hard to fit in. Then it was really hard to fit in like self-care. Mm-hmm. And self-care was usually just being hung over on the couch going, this week has been wild. And then going, oh, well, next week is going to be the same thing. Cool. And now actually having as mundane as it has become with streaming as things, just going on the upside of like, I can actually plan out my day. And I can try different things. I can try this meditation thing for a bit, and if it doesn't work, I'll just move around the time slots. And I've now realized that I can, like I said before, like if I failed something, I would just fail and stop. Now I can just go, okay, this doesn't work this way. So now waking up, feeling like P. Diddy, stretching, drinking water, and then sitting in the bed, meditating. And then now, since I put away my phone, picking up a notepad and writing down what I want to get achieved this day. And not like, oh, these are the tasks that I need to be done, or more of a, I would like to explore these subjects. I would like to see if I can use this thing. Yeah. So I'm very happy about that. We'll see in a month later how that worked out for me. But I would say a good start to 2022. And I realized today that we haven't had a drink since New Year's.
Good for you.
Which is wild. But time just flies by. So I think like compound interest on things, picking up habits will pay off, dividends. Is that the phrase? Yeah.
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 Mr. Theodor.
Yeah, we've had a couple of drinks this month. Initially I was like, I'm not going to drink until my birthday. And then I was like, you know what? I don't need to be so harsh on myself with it. Like I don't have a good reason for being like, no, never. Yes. You know what I mean? Like I don't drink that frequently as it is. So it's like, I want to have a drier year in general, but it's not going to be like completely nothing. So we've had like a couple of drinks this year, but it's never been a lot. It'll be like, oh, we've both had like a stressful day on like a Friday or something, and then we have a glass of wine with dinner.
I mean, that's fantastic.
And, like,
treating yourself to. I envy people who can treat themselves to alcohol and go, I'm done here. I will always be like, party needs just either pick up or continue, and we can't just go home now. It's just 9 o'clock. More friends, more. So this is Easter.
Yeah.
And I also feel like I'm more purposely sober, if that's the saying. Where I want to be sober because when I drink and I get very hungover, and then the whole next day is just anguish. And I postpone things. Now I can wake up and go, oh, I want to do these things. Or I'll sleep in or whatever. But it's fine. It's good.
Yeah, that is good.
It feels good.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad. I'm proud of you.
Dear listeners, do you know what happened last week? I was complaining on the pod about my pedal board and the whole thing with the things not working, and then Alanna spent all of 1 minute asking me questions afterwards, and she fixed it because she's a wizard and a magician. So now I've been looping a lot, and wow, it's so much fun. And it's a whole new like tool set where I can just go use my feet as I'm in the middle of something and go, oh, tap out tempo and record and go, yes. It's not that whole. I would sit there and clench my jaw while playing because I would get so stressed out by trying to like, how do I loop this? And how do I? And now it's more about, I can explore music and it's fun. I like it. Thank you, Alanna.
Yeah. You're welcome.
That was a long sentence to get to. Thank you, but thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I fixed somebody else's audio last week also, and that was nice. I've just been around the block so many times, and it's funny because like the person who I helped, she was like, oh, like, I don't, like, how can I repay you? Like, I don't know what to, like, give you in return. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it doesn't, yeah, no. Too many babies in my life lately. Theo, I keep dreaming about having a baby, but I'm not pregnant. I don't give birth. I suddenly there's just a baby in my house, in my life.
I thought you were like, stating fact. I'm not pregnant. I'm not giving birth right now. Okay.
No, I mean, that's also true. But like, 2 days ago, I had like an insanely vivid dream that a friend of mine had a baby and that I had somehow also had a baby at like the same time. And it was my baby. And like Ghost and I had to be like, okay, like, I guess we need to like feed it and stuff. And like, I remember like just having to like come to terms with like, all right, this is our life now. Like, things are different. Things have changed. And it was the biggest relief to like wake up and be like, oh, we don't have a baby. Like, it was just like so
baby proofing the whole apartment,
it was like the dream was just so vivid, and having that, like, I wasn't like sad about having the baby. No, but it was fine. It was just like, oh my god, my life has just changed. And stressful, and having to be like, oh my god, like, how are we gonna pay for this? Like, I'm gonna have to get a job, like all of these things, and then like waking up and being like, we don't have a baby. It was amazing. And then I had that same dream again last night, but it was like, slightly different. Like, it wasn't as vivid. I more was able to identify like this is a dream. Yeah. But I'm sick of it. Wow. If I could just stop dreaming about magical babies appearing in my life, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no words. So no baby in the
no babies.
No babies. No.
No, cool. No babies. Did I ever tell you that the label that I was working with last year asked me before they signed me up if I was planning to have kids?
Aren't they?
In the near future?
Is that in the US, that's not allowed by law? You can't ask people that you sign contracts with if they're going to become pregnant?
I'm not sure. I think know.
That's like, you aren't allowed to ask people about that.
It was definitely a faux pas, and he's like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't be asking you that." But he was British, so it was different. But he was like, I probably shouldn't be asking you this. But
I think, at least in America, or from my extensive knowledge of American TV series, you're not allowed to ask someone if they're about to be pregnant or have plans.
I think so. I mean, it's really not relevant.
It's none of their business, and it's a highly personal thing.
Yeah. But he was like, yeah, you're not planning to have kids in the near future, are you? And I'm like, no. And he was like, okay, good. He's like, I just don't want us to like put in all of this work and then, you have to disappear because you have a family. And I'm like,
the turntables.
Wow.
Yeah. That seemed like a good label.
Oh yeah. Like there were definitely flags that I acknowledged and was aware of, but did not act on until too late.
And you think, wow. Surely it can't be this bad.
Well, yeah, you think like, oh, you must know what you're talking about. Yeah. Have I mentioned that someone reached out to me about it? That this other girl who they had approached, and she was like, oh, I saw that you had dealt with them before. Like, can you tell me how it was? And I was like, And so I was careful. Like, the thing is, like, they did some really good stuff for me. Yeah. It wasn't all bad. And I'm sure that other people can have really positive experiences with them. That's why I would never go on like a tirade against them or like petition against them. Like, everything was fine for the most part until I said that I was leaving, and then it just degraded really quickly. And so like that's what I told this person is I was just like, hey, look, like everything was pretty fine. I think they overcharged for some of the production stuff, but like that's their prerogative. And it was more, the response when I left was extremely unprofessional and hostile. So that's
always wonderful.
But then she said that she had actually Googled it and found reviews that were exactly what I had just said, which I had never found before. So I went digging, and sure enough, there was like this website with all these people who had left reviews of the company, and the owner had responded to every single negative review, like gaslighting them, being like, oh, blah, 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 like super hot, like publicly hostile. against these people like responding, and like a whole bunch of people had similar experiences to what I had, and like it was so validating just being like, okay, this isn't like
Holy shit.
a new thing.
What a character.
Oh yeah.
What a man.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is a man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird when you end things with someone and they respond with threats or hostility, where they go, well, we want you to stay on, let me threaten you for a while and see how that works. And you're gonna, what? But do you expect me to want to stay on if you threaten me?
Yeah, like you're not making a case for me to stay.
Yeah.
You're also not making a case for me to like speak nicely about you. But I will say, just to put like a really nice little positive spin on this whole situation, that Loved You First, a song that I produced myself and released with a PR person myself, has 8,500 streams on Spotify.
Wow.
It's been out for 2 months.
Yeah.
And the songs that I put out with the label last summer that have been out for almost a year now, or I guess not almost a year, but like
8 months,
8 months, have 6,000 streams.
Wow.
So my song that I did entirely by myself has outperformed in 2 months the songs that I did with this label.
That is incredible.
I'm really proud of myself for that.
Be.
I'm really proud of how that has gone. And like I know that like it also can have other factors of it just being a better song and whatever, but it does just like give me a bit of confidence to be like, I can do this. This is something that I'm able to do on my own.
Can. You are.
So yeah, it's a nice vote of confidence. Yeah.
Any more songs lined up, by the way? You friend? Oh. Okay, yeah, cool. No, that's good. Don't give me more than that. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. That's how you have a conversation. So,
sure.
Yeah, I got your thing. Cool.
Yep. That's it. That's the end.
Is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret. End Up Alone will come out on March the 4th.
Aha. March 4th.
So.
Mark your calendars. Start your engines.
Start your engines, folks.
It's a Friday. Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Then we can promote it the week before as well and go, make sure to listen and pre-save. Yes. Which was the song?
End Up Alone.
You're gonna really... Oh. Sorry. That's good. Which one of all the versions? I know that Eva has been, or Ivy,
oh my god,
as he's known. Of he's been asking for several renditions of that song. You've had the choral version of that song,
yeah,
and you've had the not drum and bass, but sort of drums and vocals.
Yeah. It's been, I don't know. There's been so many versions I've kind of lost track at this point, but. I don't know.
At this point, it is something
fun.
fancy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm so happy. What was this song? I said, "Oh, you have to put this on YouTube." The other day. This might be impossible for you to remember because you have 90 interactions with people a day. But there was one of your original songs. Why isn't this up on YouTube?
No idea.
It's an E major.
Oh, the beginning. And then I told you that it was up on YouTube.
We got there. Yeah.
We got there.
But it's an old clip. And it's
yes,
you.
I should have a new one up. Yeah.
Because that rendition of that version is you and then the audience playing it, and you aren't playing, you're lip syncing to it, I guess. Or, yeah. Just that version, as you're playing it now and up on YouTube, please and thank you.
Okay.
It's such a good song. And you're such a great songwriter.
Thanks. I'm waiting for... So I had another camera.
Yeah.
That I got before I started streaming. And then when I started streaming, I wanted to be able to use it as my like streaming camera. But the dummy batteries like just wouldn't work properly for it. And I ended up like frying the motherboard on it by accident.
Whoopsie.
So it was broken. And then last week or the week before, I was finally like, you know what? This is dumb. I really want to have another good camera that I can use to like film videos with, like to film covers and stuff like that, so that I don't have to be like stuck to my main setup. I can go somewhere else. So I'm kind of waiting to get that back to film some stuff so that it's not all in the same place.
What camera?
It's a Fujifilm
Okay.
AX something.
A DSLR?
Yeah. Yeah. And it also has like the screen flips straight up
Just
so
like
that
the
I can
A6,
use it for like vlogging and stuff. So I'm excited about having it back. I'm excited to have it working. Had to pay a little bit more than I expected to get it fixed, but
having more options, and also for like vlogging, I guess, is nice.
Yeah, exactly. Having just another like nice camera to use is going to be great.
I need to buy a new lens as well. The lens I have is very good for what I'm doing at home, but I'm planning on recording more things, and it would be nice to have more aperture or another. I don't know anything about these things.
Okay.
Yeah, perhaps a zoomable lens is the thing I'm after.
Oh, you want a zoom lens?
And not with a fixed aperture of like 1.4. I need a higher aperture, I think. Yes. So, yes. This one I have now is perfect for the settings in this room. But if I want to take it outside and film things, well, I probably... Never mind. So I'm going to look into another...
Okay.
That's one.
Yeah, I have a lens on my wish list, that like Sigma lens. Do you have a Sigma lens? Is that what you have? Yeah. I want one, but I haven't. It's really expensive in Canada. It's been really expensive in Canada like this whole time. I don't know why. And now I think it's more expensive because of all the like shortages and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's on my wish list, and like it's just one of those things where it's like my lens works fine, my camera works fine, my room looks fine. Yeah. I need to not.
Your room looks incredible.
Like, fuck with it. Thanks.
It's a cozy corner.
I try very hard.
And it shows, not in the like, oh, she's trying too hard, but it shows that you put a lot of effort into it. Mm-hmm. I am a big bowl of jelly. I was planning on like doing some revamps in this room, but this is also our living room / office, and Fel sits next to me. These are all excuses. I could make fancy things happen here, but I'm going to try and change things up in the bookcase behind me, and add more things that I like. The thing you see there now, as you can see, the person listening, but if you've been through the stream, that's Shakespeare. That's Fel's thing. And that's going to go to the other side. And I can put my things there, some Star Wars ships and stuff like that. Things I enjoy.
You need lights in there. It's very dark. You've just pointed at something, and I cannot see what you pointed at. It's just shadow. There's nothing there. As far as I can see.
Yeah, probably more lights.
Yeah, just like battery powered lights in there would like add nice little points.
Yeah. If I knew when we bought this bookcase that I was going to be streaming, I would not have bought doors with glass in them because of the gosh darn reflections. But here we are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you put the light inside, it's probably better. You can get like battery powered candles and battery powered like fairy lights that you could put in. So like if you had all your Star Wars stuff, you can get like a really short like wire of fairy lights, and then you can just like have it AA powered, and then you string them around all of your little Star Wars things so that they all like are like lit and visible inside the cabinet.
Yes.
Pretty cheap to do as well.
Cool. Yeah. Well, then that will be my project now, my homework.
There you go.
I'll be looking up things to improve.
Battery lights.
Battery lights. Yes. So do you have any you've just changed from your Christmas room to a more wintry vibe?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind the vibe that I've got going right now.
The locker, has that always been there?
No, the locker was over on the other side. So like I made big changes, and I do really like the big plant being over like the big plant used to be behind me, and now he's over here.
Ah, yes.
But this plant is being a whiny little baby about being on this side of the room. He's got a bunch of yellow leaves, and it's very annoying because I'm just like leaving the yellow leaves because they'll fall off on their own. It's better if I don't pick them off. But they're so annoying because I know they're just gonna fall off, and they're like so bright yellow, and I'm like, so he's just being a bit of a drama puss at the moment, but that's fine.
A drama puss.
I just made that up right now. I don't know. I was
like
going to say drama pants, and then I was like,
drama
maybe
pants
not.
Also viable. It's my drama pants. When you're ready to start shit. Oh, I'm wearing my drama pants. I'm
when you're ready to start shit.
Yeah. Are you wearing your drama pants?
Put on your drama pants. Wouldn't you want to take off your drama pants before you start shit?
Madame, please remove thine drama pants. Fel apparently has sass pants. She has a pair of pants that makes her very sassy. Or this is what she says at least. Yeah. I can see that with like, I think I have shoes that make me sassier, or they make me confident at least. Maybe that's sass. Yeah.
But they're just like good shoes. And then when I wear them, I feel like powerful and confident. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
No. I think it's great.
No, yeah.
It makes me feel good.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wish I could buy shoes. I have size 14, size 15 feet.
Big feet.
Which means that I have to go to like special stores to get shoes or order online. And I can't just buy shoes. And they're always super expensive. I just want to have some nice shoes.
How tall are you?
I
feel like we've talked about this before.
6'3", I think.
Okay. So I guess that makes sense.
I have larger feet than I should have. But I come from a long line of giants.
Okay. I mean, you're 6'3", so that checks out.
My Austrian heritage, I think my grandfather was 6'5", and he was the shortest one.
Wow.
He was to run to the living.
Wow! Oh my God.
And they all had enormous hobbit feet.
Yeah. My mom's family is such an odd collection of sizes. Like, they like a bunch of them are really tall, and then others are like quite short. My mom's like very in the middle. But
Fel is tiny. Fel is 5 feet, I think.
Oh,
yes.
cute.
Jesus. When we both had like Chuck Taylors, the Converse shoes, it looked like my shoes had babies. It was the weirdest thing.
That's so cute.
What's that in the hallway? And that always, when I went to parties as a teenager, someone would run out in the hallway and go, "Who invited a clown? Oh my God, look at these shoes!"
Aww.
And then someone would undoubtedly put their outside shoes inside my shoes, which defeats the whole goddamn purpose of having shoes.
First of all, so mean.
Yes.
Second of all, how dare?
Yes. Jesus, that was all, and I was always on parties because I could chug beer really quickly, and I had huge feet. So people would know me before I showed up. It's the dude with the huge feet. let's have a chug off, and then then my friend would be my manager, and he would bet on me.
Yeah.
And I would get blind drunk, and he would keep the money. So everyone's a winner.
Wow. Is everyone a winner?
No one's a winner in that scenario.
I don't know if that's true.
I have some regrets.
Did I tell you about my grandmother and how my grandfather built a house around her like specifications?
I know that your granddad built your house, but not around her specifications. Wow.
Yeah. So my grandmother was like 4'9". Like she was tiny. She was so little. Yeah, really little. My dad's mom, super little. And so my grandfather, when he built them their house, he built all of the cabinets and everything to be low because she was short.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really cute.
How tall was Granddad, by the way?
That's a good question. I want to say he was like 5'9". Okay, like he was around my height, and I'm like 5'8".
Because what you're describing is my worst nightmare.
It was not comfortable for anyone else to work in that kitchen. Like the counters are so low, and but because he built everything, he could do whatever he wanted to make it work. I thought it's very sweet, but very like illogical for everybody else.
Building.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they just sold the house. The whole property sold a couple weeks ago. Yeah, which is very weird.
You were there filming before, right? Yes,
I was. Yeah.
Fall. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really glad I did. That was my last time being there. And like they're probably going to knock down everything that's on that property.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's a house. It's an illogically built house for a woman who's 4'8". Yeah, and like it was built. Like my grandfather built it. Like they had 4 kids, so he built it very specifically for like their family and to work for them, which is like, you know, really nice, but also
imagine having the skills to do that. Going up, need to build a house for my 4 kids and my wife. Just gonna
and like that's not to say it was built necessarily well. Like I mean, it worked. It stood forever, but it didn't like. It doesn't have a basement. Doesn't have a second floor.
Okay.
And it like, you know, a lot of the walls are just like really thin. I don't know. It's like it's a house. It functions as a house, but it's not like a. It's not like it's not good enough to renovate or to build on top of. Like it worked for him and for the family. Yeah. Exactly. It's way better to just knock it down and start fresh. So I'm sure someone's going to knock the barn down. They're going to knock the house down and fill the pool.
Where young Alanna learned to swim?
Where young Alanna learned to swim.
I would.
It was and like I have to clarify that like it was a pool, but it wasn't like a fancy pool. It was a concrete pool. Like my grandfather dug the pool or got the pool dug out and like it was just like a concrete, like it was dug into the ground and then it was like had like a concrete like border around it and like the inside was lined and stuff I think, but I'm not sure. And eventually like to the point where he was like, I'm just gonna fill it in. So it wasn't like a fancy outdoor pool that you would see like these days. It was like very rudimentary.
Yeah.
It had a filter system and everything, though, but it was still,
I would love
old school.
Pool.
Me too.
I'm guessing you, but just imagine having that in like your basement on one of those Hollywood houses, or just like I don't know, or living out in the bush and just going, yep, this is my pool. I can swim laps here. I can run around the property. I can run in the forest and just do things, and having. The dreams, Alanna. The dreams.
It is a dream.
A house with a studio in it, or having like a house with a dedicated room for music and creating things. That would be fun, and no neighbors. That would be fantastic. Neighbors. I think that is the thing that is keeping me most from streaming other hours than I do is my neighbors. And I haven't heard a peep from them about me singing every single weekday, which is weird, I guess. And I don't want to.
I would also say, though, that, like, I think your schedule is great. I think it really benefits you to do things the way that you're doing them because, like, you don't have to, like, I don't know. I'm currently fucking around with my schedule a bit because my schedule is not easy to remember and it's not easy to explain and it's like, you know,
You're streaming today,
I am, but I've moved it. So while you had a very happy, positive week or whatever, I did not.
Oh.
I had a fluky, horrible stream last week.
Oh. No.
Which is an over-exaggeration. It was okay. It was just like, it was super, super, super quiet. And I was really low energy. And so I couldn't like keep up the energy. And then chat was really quiet. And then we didn't get rated, which is fine. That happens. But like we rated out with the lowest number of people that I've seen in, I couldn't tell you how long. And it just like, mess with my brain so like so much, because on one hand I walked out of the room being like, I can't even think about this because it's so bizarre and so random and felt like so much of a fluke that it was like, I can't really like give this any thought. And then sure enough, the next day went back to streaming. Everything was totally back to normal. Everyone was chatty and happy and like back to how they were. Like it was just like a weird off night, but it definitely made me feel weird. It definitely lingered longer than I expected to, having these thoughts of like, oh my God, it's over. Like, I think that because I think in my brain, I'm waiting for everything to be over for like, not actively, but I'm just like, because everything is so good and I'm so grateful and so can't believe it a lot of the time, that then when something happens that's like less good, I'm like, oh my God, it's over. It's happening. It's done. Like, wah-bah.
Shut it down. Yeah.
Which it's obviously not. And like all of my other streams were like back to normal and great vibes, great music, good chats, lots of laughs, like all of that stuff. But it was just that one night really like threw me.
Brain's gonna brain. Yeah.
And to be fair, I was talking to a friend about this and I was like, immediately like, these are really good numbers and I shouldn't really care, like, you know, but my friend actually came back and was like, no, you don't have to do that, because where you are now is not where you were then. And you've now reached a point where certain numbers are low, certain numbers are expected, and certain numbers are good. And you don't have to detract from how you feel, because objectively, in the grand scale, having that number of people is still a lot of people. And I appreciated that so much, because it was like, I was immediately feeling bad for feeling bad. Like I was bang on, like I was like, for real, because like I felt kind of shitty about it. And then I was like, I shouldn't feel shitty about this because that's still a good number of people. And I should still be grateful that those people showed up and we still had a good show and I still got to play music and it's still my job. So I'm shaming myself and making myself feel bad, which is just like a spiral, because I'm just like, that I'm making myself feel bad for making myself feel bad. It's like, oh my God.
Should I be feeling even more bad for feeling? Yeah. And then, and there you go.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's fair to accept that, like, it's okay to feel weird about a night that is slower than what you expect. And it doesn't stop me from being grateful from what it is, like, for what it is and how many I have. But it feels different. It feels weird.
I had ISP issues on Friday. I think it was either a Twitch thing or an ISP thing for me. But I was dropping frames and it was buffering like hell. And my whole like Friday evening was just fucked from that. Where I went,
that sucks.
I felt like a joke because you get so used to things working. Like the thing with the MIDI thing last week, we go, well, okay, when push comes to shove, I don't know what to do. Like, oh, I'm dropping frames. Someone's saying it's buffering. Okay, cool. Well then, we had a good run, friends. I guess this is it. And thankfully, it was just like an ISP thing. But yeah, and I fully understand you feeling like a garbage, and it's okay.
Yeah,
and it is
like,
true.
It doesn't.
We've climbed quite a way. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Then that's the thing.
There's
it's
also
like
more climbing to be done.
Exactly. Like we've climbed really far and we've worked really hard, and I think that at a certain point, it's okay to acknowledge, like, you know what, this was a little bit quieter than I would like it to be. And like, it doesn't take away from it. But it is perspective, right? Like imagine if someone like Autopilot streamed and like 25 people showed up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's wild. Yeah. And I'm not comparing myself to Autopilot, but I'm just saying that he's been doing this a really long time, and he's been growing for a really long time, and he's worked really, really hard. We've all worked really, really hard. That, you know, to put that work in and then have a dip, it never feels good. Okay.
You should compare yourself to Autopilot on a musician level. He's been doing it longer.
Yeah.
And he's been on YouTube since 2007. He's done this a lot longer than you have. But musically, you would be on the same. For me, you and him exist on the same plane of like musicians, of like, okay, they can play things where I'll just go, okay, I'll play the soundbox. Here's my
oh, that's wild.
Here you go. And and that and then other things have just happened, and it's so weird hearing you say these things. Where I'm my brain's going to go, what? And that is also the thing that doesn't come, which is also terrible and fantastic. It doesn't come down to skill or whatever, or it's such a weird, volatile thing where someone will like what you're doing, and you rate into someone, they go, "No, I hate this," and you go, "What? But you should like this." Sorry, it was a little bit of a rant as well.
I'm here for it. It's just difficult, and like now things are better, things are fine, but like I am nervous about streaming tonight, because it's Tuesday again, and I'm like, I was nervous to stream on Wednesday because the thing is, I walked away and I was like, this doesn't reflect on me as a person. This doesn't reflect on me as a musician. And I was really fine. But I did say, if it happens again, then it's a pattern. And then I need to go and assess what's going on. I need to look at my audio. I need to look at my song list. I need to watch the stream and see if there's things I can improve and do better. You know, because it's on me. It's not on anybody else. It's just like, I need to make sure that I'm keeping my content good and fresh and that people are wanting to listen to it, right? And so it's like Wednesday I was nervous because I was like, if it is similar, then we've got work to do. But then it was fine, which doesn't mean that we don't still have work to do, but you know, it wasn't so
I think,
pressing, I guess.
The work being done is always like done in steps, I guess. I will be very productive for a while and then have a sort of a, like we talked about with creativity, the point of breathing. You exhale and then you inhale. We just added the channel point redeem Theodor Old Man Rants because I found the vocal telephone effect, and that is so much fun. And then they give me a topic and I go off on a tangent about clouds or my pants or whatever. It's so much fun, and I never thought
pants.
I'd have that start with all my pants, and then that turned into I have no idea, and now it's, and then that is the weirdness and creativity of chat, and what happens, the whole interaction, and the things you're allowed to do on stream. I've said this before. It always feels like someone's going to knock on the door and go, "Are you serious? You can't be doing this. Not live. There are rules, sir. We live in a society." No, it's fine.
Yeah.
And also I've been playing Valheim with Voco and my brother. We did our second stream of that outside. It was so much fun. Just playing with friends and trying to like dial back the creator bit, because you're still on. You can't just go, I'm just going to play this like I play a game and just sit down and be quiet. You have to keep things going. But those people also, and Benthor who mods, was a fun bunch, and things just happen when it feels natural. It's amazing. Play games on stream if you want to have the time.
Yeah,
I still remember watching you and Kai play Astroneer.
Oh my god, we've been meaning to do that since we did it that one time. We've been meaning to get back to it.
That was magical.
Just hasn't happened yet. Yeah, because it was a really good time. I mean, I was just lost in a hole for like 90% of it, but that's fine. That's
sometimes you're lost in the hole for 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Alanna's now yawning. And here I go again.
I could have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Meddling Elfving.
You meddling Elfving.
Oh, my eyes. My watery eyes. I look tired.
You do look tired.
This is your official tired face.
Terrifying.
My brother at one point woke his ex-wife when they were still dating to tell her that he was very, very tired. He'd been working overtime. He was working IT maintenance, and they had a flood. Like their old server hall was flooded.
Oh God!
Like 2 meters of water, so they had to remove all the servers and take him to a new facility. He was working overtime for like 7 days straight. Slept at the office, and then he came home and he woke his then girlfriend and said, "I'm very tired," as he was sleeping. Then you reached a point of sleepiness where you go, "Dude." It just fell. Oh, sorry. I heard noises. Oh my God, we're being burglarized again. It's fine.
No,
it's just my wife.
It's just fell. You do live with another human. I don't know.
I sometimes I wonder. If she's human or not. She'll, Bella's fantastic.
Yes. Very grateful to live with people. Man, now I'm just thinking about pools.
Man, I'm just thinking about pools. Yeah?
I get to go away next weekend, and I'm very excited about it.
Oh, you're going on your Valentine's thing. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's next weekend. So not this coming weekend. Mm-hmm. The weekend after. I'm hoping there's a fireplace. I think there's a fireplace.
And a pool.
It really is the one thing. Definitely not a pool. Also, it would be too cold. But they might have a hot tub.
If there's a fireplace, pool first and then warm.
Oh my God, it's so fireplace. Cold. The pool would have to be inside.
Ah, yeah.
Because it is so cold outside that it would freeze if there was a pool outside.
That is true, though. Yeah, there would be. I forget that you don't live where I live.
I do not live where you live.
We had a hurricane, by the way, on Saturday.
You had a hurricane?
Yeah, I think. Or calm. Yes, that's a hurricane. Yeah. It was wild. 35 meters per second winds. 25 meter per second is 90 kilometers an hour, which is a lot.
That is a lot.
So that got me thinking the age-old question: what is wind? It's a topic for another time, but it felt like a substance, like a tangible, like a liquid that was pushing our windows inwards and made everything in the house rattle.
Wow. There is a fireplace.
There is a fireplace.
I've looked it up.
That is fantastic.
I needed to know if I was going to be immediately disappointed.
When I was in Ireland with my dad when I was 15, he showed where I told this last time that he moved to Ireland. And then I came over, I don't know why, because we thought, they would be good to see where he lived and stuff. So he rented a cottage with his wife and her son. And that place had a fireplace. And we were left very strict instructions from the owner of you do not put things into the fireplace except for peat. Is that what it's called? The old moss that they burn in Ireland. You have peated whiskey.
Peat moss? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So only put that in. Yes, owner. Only that. And then it took half a day, and then my dad started burning milk cartons. Things that would burn. And then he's an old chemist. My dad had a scholarship in chemistry. And he said, trust me, it's fine. And then he took a Coke bottle that he held with a pair of tongs by the cap and put it into the fire. Thing is, when that thing melted, it melted equally at all sides, and the air had nowhere to go. So it was just a huge... And then my dad was sitting in front of our place covered in soot and ash from top to bottom, except for his glasses. Then he took them off and he looked... Oh
my God, it was like a cartoon.
I don't think I laughed that much in my entire life. And he looked so very the male of, no, I intended this to happen. Trying to backpedal, going, no, this is fine. Looking like a raccoon with his glasses off.
Oh my God.
I heard fireplace and I was brought back to.
I love it. That's great.
I need to check the that looks, is swanky there? No, that isn't. That just looks fantastic.
It's a little bit swanky.
You're gonna enjoy yourself. He said.
Oh, darn you. You're gonna have such a nice time.
That looks like such a great house.
Yeah, it's just a nice little spot. Yeah. It's in our one of our favorite parts of the province as well. It's close to where we got married.
Yeah. Are you bringing Clive?
So, no, we are not bringing Clive.
And Dad?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just it's we love Clive. Don't get me wrong, but if we can have a weekend where we don't have to think about taking him outside, that's kind of nice. You know,
I do not miss that with having a dog. I'm so tired. I want to go to bed. Oh crap! The dog needs to go out for a last walk.
Yeah, that's every day for us. It's like, and like, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it for like having the dog.
course.
But it is. We've never lived somewhere with Clive where we have a backyard.
Yeah.
So we've always had to like be fully dressed at 10 o'clock at night to take him outside, and like every time he has to go out, like you're getting fully geared up, especially in the winter. It's the worst, and it's really like this winter has been a lot. I know we've
also
talked
gearing
about
him
bunch.
up, right? Because he has his little bootsies. Yeah.
He's got his little boots. Mm-hmm.
He is so
Very
cute. Gosh darn cute.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's
Is he still on the floor?
still here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He just moved?
He's flat.
Oh, he pancaked. Okay, full pancake now.
Hold on. You can see him in the mirror. Full pancake situation.
Screenshot this for Discord for some little.
I can't. You should screenshot it. I am holding a tripod in the air.
Oh God. Okay, snipping tool. Quickly, Theo. Attack. There we go. Perfect.
Did it.
Pancake.
I like that you're like, you screenshot this. What? Impossible.
Impossible.
Impossible. I have a meeting
Oh, a fun meeting.
today. I might be saying
Did you
yes
just do
to
man
something
falling
that
off
I
cliff?
maybe shouldn't be saying yes to.
You what? You've said
I might
yes
be
to
saying
something?
yes to something that I shouldn't be saying yes to.
Is it
but
music things?
no.
Is it production things?
No.
Is it game stuff?
Yeah.
Alanna. But you enjoy doing that.
I do. And that's the thing, is that like on one hand I'm feeling guilty being like, oh, I'm saying yes to another contract, but like I told myself that I wasn't going to say yes to another contract until at least January, and it's February.
Yeah. And
So,
and you are aware of your limitations now, and you do things for self-care.
yes.
This time
and
it'll be
I'm,
different.
like, I know. I said that. I was talking to my friend yesterday about it, and I'm like writing it, and I'm like, it's gonna be different this time. I'm in a different place. I'm in a better place. I'm like, I sound like an addict.
Yeah, but it's
gonna be different this time.
But you also need to pursue that part of your career that you enjoy doing, and it's your career, and you want to do it.
Yeah, I really love sound
you're good at
design,
it
and I
as
really
well.
do miss it. Thank you. And like, I'm flattered. Like, it's for Skullgirls. It's for another character that they're putting out. And so like, I'm also just very flattered that like I did work for them before, and they've come back to me wanting more work for me. And so like, that's very exciting. So we're going to see. I haven't signed anything yet, but we're going to chat today. So I should know things. And it would be nice to also like have money,
Extra cash
that isn't from stream.
What?
What? I know.
Money, a good thing.
I want to be like, so much of like why I want to put more effort into stuff like YouTube and other like passive sources of income, like merchandise and stuff like that, is I just want to be more sustainable without requiring the generosity of others, like I am always grateful and happy for the amount of generosity that I have thrown my way, but like it makes me feel uncomfortable that I am relying on that, you know what I mean? So like it would be nice to have a bit of a safety blanket. So taking a contract like that is hopefully a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And it is different this time, and I am going to set up better boundaries, and I am going to do a better job.
And you are in a different headspace now as well, because last time you were coming out from applying for partner and all that jazz, not leaving your job in completely.
I was definitely still burnt out. Yeah.
And now you have. I think.
I had two contracts going at the same time. Last time I was doing this, there was a lot of other things happening at the same time, and now it's not so much like that. So.
I have gotten work as well. I forgot to say that before, as a proofreader.
Really?
Yep. I'm gonna do some little proofreading stuff. Fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and also I don't have to work like office hours, which means they'll send work over, and then I'll do that, and then I don't have to sit here from 9 to 5 and go, oh, I hate this, which is perfect. That worked really well for me, and then I can fit that in like when I have, instead of browsing my phone, I can do actual work.
Yes.
It feels good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you.
Just having a little bit of more influx of cash would be fun.
Yeah, I feel that. How are we ever going to get pools, Theo?
We'll have to pool our money.
I'll move to Sweden.
I have an idea.
I'm fine with that.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
NFTs. Crypto.
Oh my God. Don't.
Don't you? I heard this guy called Mike Shinoda. He knows a lot about business.
Hey, you know what Ghost said to me the other day?
Oh.
So our podcast is called Mostly Finished Thoughts.
MFT. I know.
It's MFT.
Yes, I saw it on I saw it, baby. I went, holy shit, we're MFTs.
I know. Our logo was sitting on our computer desktop, and Ghost saw it, and he was like, NFT. Oh no, MFT. And I'm like, how did we have an entire conversation about NFTs and not talk
episode
about the
as an NFT?
that
you can just pay us, and then you'll have the little blockchain for the episode that you're choosing.
Yeah, and then you can also sign up to our Patreon and get all the behind the scenes videos. These are two things that don't exist, pals.
Yes, do not look for these things.
Do not look for these things. They do not exist.
Alanna Matty, although, has a Patreon. I've heard a lot of good things about Alanna Matty and her Patreon.
Oh,
she sends postcards to her Patreons from time to time, and she has a lot of good things. And you get to hear snippets of her songs and stuff, and behind the scene things. You'll see vlogs before they appear on YouTube. So if you've not checked out Alanna Matty's Patreon, you should probably do that.
Wow, thank you. You're so good at plugging my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm never good at that. I hear that you're posting covers every week on your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
And I also hear that it's really good to watch videos intermittently. So if you're watching other things, you should then go watch Theo's cover video. It's a nice palate cleanser in the middle of whatever else you're doing, and then you can go back to watching your other videos.
And then check Alanna Matty on YouTube as well. And then you do the whole thing, the spiral, and you send me and Alanna up in the stratosphere to the moon with our views.
Did you just make another NFT reference? I guess it's just a stock reference to the moon.
I think it's mostly a to space thing. I think that's just it might be stocks.
I think I think it used to be more of a general term, and I think lately it's been to the moon has become this stocks thing.
But I'm looking forward to the day when we have a cool 100,000 subscribers each on YouTube.
Whew.
Yeah. I'm manifesting it now.
Would indeed be cool.
It would be cool.
It. Yeah.
Isn't that when you get one of those nifty little plaques as well?
Do you get one for 100,000? That would be so cool.
I think so. I think 100,000 and then 1 million.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That would be
I'm down.
Yeah. Let's manifest it.
Yeah.
Alanna Matty and Theodor with each their individual plaque.
Yeah.
I'm now doing a
But we're not racing because I have 10 years of YouTube ahead of Theo. So it's not a race.
I'll have you know I posted my first video in 2010. And then I posted my second video in 2020.
Wow. I think I posted my first video in 2007.
Holy shit.
2008.
Yeah. Do you know what a schmurgle is, by the way?
No?
Apparently, it's a packing peanut. Because I was talking a few weeks ago, and I lost my train of thoughts, and I stumbled on my words, and I said schmurgle. And I just went with it and called things a schmurgle, like a smurf. And then someone went, are you aware that a schmurgle is a packing peanut? I went, I had no idea.
I have never heard that word in my life.
Yeah.
So
cool, now you can call them schmurgles.
That.
If there's things in the package things, schmurgles.
Neat.
Neato.
Neat.
Because people, Alanna, they want to learn. And now they've learned about schmurgles. And now we cover that base.
Great.
Do you remember... We talked about Parks and Rec before. Do you remember the Johnny Karate Super Explosion show?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing to have. We've helped someone. We've been kind. We've learned something. I would
That's
probably
true.
adapt that to the stream. That would be cool to have that.
Yes. Yes.
I won't karate kick anyone. I won't karate kick. Karate kick someone in the gonads. Especially
I'm
not
glad
Mailman
you
Jerry.
didn't. I'm glad
I was
you
going to say
didn't
Mailman
repeat it.
Jerry, and that turned into the God. And yeah, there was a lot of, as you said before, trying to say 3 thoughts at the same time.
Yeah.
That's also how Schmergles came about, where I just went Schmergle, and then, okay, cool. It's a Schmergle
Oh my
now.
gosh. I had such a such a moment this morning where like I've just a very good like ADHD moment this morning where I like got out of bed and I was like, I'm gonna get dressed, and then I'm like, actually I'm gonna braid my hair. So I put like one braid in my hair, and as I was braiding my hair I was like, I need to email our landlord because it's the first of the month, and I need to tell him how much we spent on the kitchen reno so that we can deduct that from our rent before we pay our rent. And so I sat down on my bed, half dressed, with one braid in my hair, and emailed the landlord. And then like finished that and like put my phone down, and I was like,
Yep.
oh. Like, just finish something before you start it. But as soon as I think about something, I have to act on it. Otherwise, I'm going to forget, or I don't know. I don't know what the other or is.
When is your stream tonight?
8
for those listening, it will be too late for you. But for me?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, you can come and watch.
What time did you say?
8. It's late for you.
In 6 hours? 5? Holy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Old man Theo. A younger Theo would have gone, I'm going to rage. I'm going to...
4.5 hours.
I don't know what this dance
no,
is.
you should be sleeping. That's
This,
a good dance.
this is a new thing. This is sort of like the Numa Numa dance, but a more... I had a friend...
You should gif it.
Yes. Have I talked to you about Snake Man? I did something on stream that I was playing music, and I started doing this.
Oh my god!
And singing the "God trust in me," and I made Vocal laugh so much he had to go and change his sweater because he was sweating so much because he was laughing.
Oh
and
yeah,
crying.
I think we did talk about that. Yes,
That was one of the best things ever.
That it's called
and the snake
Man.
GIF would be. But I was going to say, with this, I had a friend in my teens who danced without moving his hips. Mm-hmm. It's the weirdest shit ever, seeing someone dance without moving their hips. All shoulders, nothing else, nothing moving.
Yeah.
Just lock your legs, lock torso, everything. Shoulders only. Unironically. And that was how he danced. It was magnificent.
Fantastic.
Sorry. And with that...
we should probably wrap things up.
Probably. Theo's running out of anecdotes. I met a man who danced.
I don't think you're ever fully going to run out of anecdotes. At least I certainly hope not.
No,
Clive looks lost. Are you lost?
You're the same couch you were before, Clive. It's fine. Nothing.
Oh.
He wasn't satisfied with the blanket. There we go. For those of you not all you, I wish you could see this. Clive's adjusting the blanket to his specifications. There we go. And that, yep, pretzel mode and touch. No, okay, not done yet. No, just gonna. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah.
Wow.
And then staring at Alanna.
He's almost his entire body is on the blanket now.
Yeah. And that's a long body.
It's a lot of body. Yeah.
Is he part snake, or part accordion? I guess you're not part accordion. You're either accordion or not.
I'm only part accordion. Half of me deflates and the other half does not. Ivy posted in my Discord this week about how at the end of our podcasts we do that thing where when there's two friends in a hall and then you can't stop talking as you're like, okay bye, but you're just leaning out the door. This is that is what's happening. friends, thank you for listening to our podcast.
Listening to this.
We appreciate you
immensely. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for all the kind words on Discord and in chat as well when we talk about the podcast.
And like also thank you for like understanding. Like I get uncomfortable a lot when I talk about stuff, and then it means so much when people message me and say like, I've had those same insecurities, like especially other streamers when they come by, and I hope that people can relate to my story from today at least a little bit. But you know, I do want to reiterate that like no matter where you are in your journey, it is valid, and no matter how you feel about things that happen along your journey, they're also valid. You don't have to compare yourself to others in order to know how to feel. You can feel how you feel, and it's on you to make the changes so that you can feel the way you want to feel. I just realized that this is an audio medium, and I'm just nodding intensely. Theo was nodding intensely, but he did seem like genuinely interested in what I was saying. 100% agreeing with Alanna. That yes. Yeah. Yep. And thank you for thank you for chatting with me, Alanna. This is one of the highlights of my week, and just talking about things and being weird, not finishing thoughts, laughing, and just and being awesome. Yeah. Go give Theo a follow. Go give me a follow if you want to. And we will be back next week. Before Valentine's Day. Ooh. That is, I promise never to say it like that again. Okay. I think we record on Valentine's Day. No. Nah. We recorded the day after Valentine's Day. Oh. Well, okay. Maybe we'll talk about romantic things anyway. Today is, by the way, the 1st of February for those of you keeping score at home. And happy February. Happy Lunar New Year to those of you celebrating. We've moved up our recordings from Mondays to Tuesdays. It works better because we usually message each other on Monday going, chat today? No, tomorrow? And now we just went, okay, Tuesday's better. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay, we will see you guys next week. Yes. Goodbye. Theo started waving and then shamefully stopped waving street again. Elephants a horse thing. Bam. You got it in this time. Bam. Phrasing. Okay, bye. Farewell.